What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing album of the year, man. That's what I'm hearing.
Man.
Shout out to the free thinkers,
Shout out to everybody on Def to Radio, man, because everyone's been saying you gotta do Just So You Remember.
Yeah, man. We've been staying away from it, but after this one, it's a wrap, guys. We're gonna listen to the album. We've been hearing album of the year. We've been excited just listening to the songs that we've listened to thus far, which has been Diet Coke, Neck and Wrist Don't Lie. I'm gonna let y'all throw the in there. Yeah. And then Brambleton, and now we have this one.
Dude, yeah, he's betting 1,000 because I like all of them.
I've liked every single song I've heard from this album.
I'm like, yeah, let's get it, man. So I'm excited. Man.
So we told you guys to follow us on Def to Radio, DEAF2 Radio. That's our new Instagram, No Longer Lost in Vegas. We told you guys to follow us there. We told you to send us your request for the next song you wanted us to do off of It's Almost Dry. This one, and we told you to send it to us in our DMs, and this one dominated the requests. You know, this one, and maybe a distant second was I Pray by Pusha T with Malice on that track. So this is the one that y'all wanted us to do. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Pusha T, Just So You Remember.
You got Danny Carey on the drums or something?
As you come out to the light, can your eyes behold the sight? It's only Monday. Tomorrow never comes until it's Tuesday.
Just so you remember who you dealing with. The number don't change, I know who the chemist is. Brick by brick, we kept open dealerships. Mitch by Mitch, we built up our villages. Seeing you rappers apply for the stimulus. Living a lie, but die for your images. It's guns involved like cowboys and Indians. You track hawk niggas are not my equivalent. Flew your bitch to Cuba for the thrill of it. But I ain't go to show you what you shoulda did. Tennis chains to hide all my blemishes. My Joker smile, you
I love that right there, boy.
Shout out to everybody with the track hawks, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I actually like the track hawks, okay? I like it.
Just remember who you dealing with, because let me remind you, you know what I'm saying? I still know who the chemist is. You know, he went into, like, we kept open all the dealerships brick by brick, Mitch by Mitch, you know. And then he went into the stimulus line that I loved. He said, seeing you rappers apply for the stimulus, he's all living a lie, but die for your images.
That was so
I think that's such a slick play on words, and it's truthful, right? Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people were getting the stimulus checks and stuff like that, and online flaunting what they doing and all this other stuff, and going here, going there, maybe buying stuff, or maybe going on vacation and shit like that. And then you post it on social media, so you live in a lie, meaning that you're using money that you technically didn't make and don't got, right? Mm-hmm. And then you die for the images that you post. You know what I mean? With the PPE loans or PPP loans or whatever. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers did all kinds of crazy shit with all this government stimulus money that they shouldn't have been doing, is the moral of the story. But the way he said all that, in my opinion, in that one line.
Yeah, you faking. Y'all fraud out here. It basically is what he's saying, right, with that line, man. But the brick by brick, we kept open dealerships. Let's touch a little bit more deeper on that line. Brick by brick, the play on words, brick by brick. Mm-hmm. You bricks to open. Well, I mean, they're steel now, but
yeah.
But you know, bricks as in building, what you would use to build a building, right? Mm-hmm. To open dealerships. But brick by brick, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about
drug bricks,
right? And then he said, Mitch by Mitch, we built up our villages. Super hard. So Mitch by Mitch, he's referencing Paid in Full, right? Mm-hmm. The movie Paid in Full, the main character Mitch was a drug dealer. So Mitch by Mitch, man, we had district managers set up, across the
district managers.
We had district managers set up. Man. No, but we had kingpin set up, man, across wherever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where it spanned. I don't know if we talking Virginia. Maybe he moved to Maryland. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Right.
But basically, we expanded our empire, Mitch by Mitch. But I love how he said Mitch by Mitch, being in sort of referencing that character that was like a drug dealer in Harlem, right? From the famous Paid in Full. So that was hard. Blew your chick out to Cuba for the thrill of it, but I ain't go to show you what you shoulda did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
just to let you know that I could do it.
Yep.
That's one piece of it, right? Like just so you know, like I could just destroy your whole world.
I could have. Not only that I flew your girl out there, I could have went out there and blew her back out too.
Could have. You know what I'm saying? And destroyed your whole world.
But I didn't, to show you what you should have did with her.
Isn't it?
You should have did that.
Isn't it like a mental fuck? Like you just fucked somebody up mentally. Like, wait a minute. Like he didn't fuck my chick, but he could have.
That was hard.
That was just super
That was hard, man.
Super hard. And just ruthless. Just ruthless, man. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, that was hard. That started off fire.
He didn't. Yeah,
Fire.
he didn't let up from start to where we ended the shit. Let's keep it going.
Brick by brick, we kept open dealerships. Mitch by Mitch, we built up our villages. Seeing you rappers apply for the stimulus. Living a lie, but die for your images. It's guns involved like cowboys and Indians. You track hawk niggas are not my equivalent. Flew your bitch to Cuba for the thrill of it. But I ain't go to show you what you shoulda did. Tennis chains to hide all my blemishes. My Joker smile, you know who the villain is. Just so you remember who you dealing with. Look outside, the landscape ridiculous. Motion lights around it meticulous. Architectural digest my premises. She just spent $1 million on the finishes. Millionaires were made out of middlemen. That hole in the attic was not for a ceiling fan. Army Celine, the wardrobe is militant. And army fatigue when I talk pyramids. Just so you remember who you dealing with. The purest snow, we selling white privilege. Designer drugs will turn niggas limitless. Designer clothes, these hoes losing innocence. The book of blow, just know I'm the genesis.
God damn. The book of blow. The
Just
book
know.
of blow. I pray to the book of blow, but you know I'm the Genesis. I'm the Genesis right here, bro.
Shit
It starts with me. Starts and ends with me.
That's right.
Because it comes full circle, baby. You know?
Yo, he is just on just poetically though. I mean, I know he's talking about some raw shit and his drug shit, but man, the writing is so good in this.
Millionaires were made out of middlemen. I love that line right there.
Very
man.
true,
It's
by the
so
way.
crazy, man. Because that's true, right? You know, you're in the street, you're selling drugs, you know. You're the little guy, right? You're the middleman. You know, you're not like the drug lord yet, but you want to ascend and you want to make more money, right? So I think he's talking about him. He was once a middleman at one point in time. Now he's a millionaire.
In Brambleton, he literally said, I was cool just moving, you know. I was cool taking this cut while you was really the man. You were the dude, you know what I'm saying? And I was sort of your underboss. But I was cool with that. But now he's a millionaire, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think up top he said specifically, you know, the number don't change, right? What did he say? I kept my number the same. You know, I still know who the chemist is, right? And he also said in Brambleton the roles have changed now.
Yeah.
You better tone it down.
You better watch how you talking,
So
boy.
he's speaking from both perspectives, right? He's speaking from the middleman's perspective because he understood what went into being a middleman and how he made millionaires for his plug, right, or his OGs.
Yep.
But he also speaking from his own perspective, coming from being a middleman to now being a boss, I think is what that line is saying, which I think is super dope, man.
The purest snow, we selling white privilege. Designer drugs, we turn niggas limitless. Pure snow, bricks, drugs, right, is white, right? But white privilege means you come from an advantage of some sort, right? So his drugs is top notch because he said designer drugs will turn niggas limitless. You know what I'm saying? So my drugs are so pure, is so pure and such at an advantage that, man, sky's the limit, man. It turns motherfuckers limitless. I thought that was a
Still
cool,
referencing the movie Limitless
right.
as well. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that was a cool ass line.
Yeah. It's funny because, you know, it's a privilege, right? At a certain point, getting certain drugs with a certain quality, typically people who have a certain level of privilege and money and resources can afford these types of drugs at this level, right?
Yeah, man.
So again, that could be a play on that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But going back to that flew your chick out to Cuba for the thrill of it, man. He's got me thinking about
Gotta go back
man.
to that.
He got me thinking. He said, but I ain't going to show you what you should have did, right? To add to that, man, it's just funny because Pusha, you can tell that he's talking to people who think that they've gotten to a certain level. Always, right?
Yes,
A
yep.
Trackhawk's a very expensive vehicle, by the way, guys. Like,
All vehicles are expensive.
yeah, listen, in this day and age.
In this day and age.
But a Trackhawk, just to kind of get to my point, the Trackhawk is supposed to be a very expensive edition, Hellcats and things like
Yeah.
that. These vehicles are, at this point,
Almost
over
100 grand.
100 grand.
Yeah.
I think over at this point, right, the way that the market is.
Yep. Mhm.
These are very expensive. So if you were to get that type of vehicle, you would feel like, damn, I think
I
I'm
made
doing
it. I'm
doing something, man. I got my little house. I got my little condo in Miami. And he's always just reminding people that I'm just a couple notches.
You're not my equivalent.
Right. You
We're not
okay?
equal.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to when we did the Naked Wrist song, right? The Breitling line, right? The left and white ling. The only time you catch me next to Breitling. You know, Breitling is a very nice. That's a nice. Historically, a very nice brand, a great brand. That's just. No, there's levels in quality above that, right? Architectural Digest, my premises, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you say, look at the finishes, meticulous, just the detail that he's going into to let you know that
There's
doing
levels to the
okay.
shit.
There's just levels. And I think he sees these guys, man, frauding, and I just think he's very, very annoyed with seeing these guys, the stimulus, like you got stimulus money or whatever the case may be. You're out here frauding, and you're making it look bad for rappers that really got it like that. So let me just spank y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let me show you what you should have did. This is how you're supposed to play on this level. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want to do. You know, so I just enjoy seeing him, you know, take that approach there.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's really destroying people, right? All right, man. Let's keep it going.
Designer clothes, these hoes losing innocence. The book of blow, just know I'm the
As
genesis.
you come out to the light, can your eyes behold the sight? It's only Monday. Tomorrow never comes until it's too
Just so you remember who you dealing with. His Pyrex talks, but I'm the ventriloquist. Language different, I'm damn near an immigrant. Her song with any you niggas, I'm disinterested. The needle is sharp, but they ain't shooting insulin. You missing the point, these drums ain't Timberlands.
we go to war. After all the things we saw, it's April Fool's Day. Tomorrow never comes until it's too
We fight for the bill, you niggas still chipping in. You Google to death, the shit I get driven in. My boys in the hood is mixed with the menaces. The cane is sugar and cut by Dominicans. Open the box, it's like 10 Christmases. My folks in the boxes serving life sentences. I live in a world that never leaves witnesses. Just so you remember who you dealing with.
Tomorrow never comes until it's too
That was hard. And potent. Quick and potent. That shit was potent. You know what I'm saying? You only need a little bit if the shit is potent. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a whole lot.
Shout out to y'all for requesting.
Yeah.
For requesting us. I can see why he was barred up the whole time.
The whole time.
The
Potent.
whole time.
Potent. And this is what we've said in other like freestyles that we've done on the channel. Is like, you don't need this for, I mean, it's, don't get me wrong, it's still incredible to see someone do a long freestyle and be barred up. I'm not taking that away, but I think you don't have to be long-winded when your shit is potent. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot, boy. You just need a little dab.
That hole in the attic is not for a ceiling fan, man. You know, just the details, man. Those little nuanced details that I love, man. That Pusha slides in there, man. You know, typically when people, you know, who are doing things, at least you know, back in the day. I don't know how it is now. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time when you had an attic, when you had a hole in your attic or a closet, a hole in the back of your closet, man. It wasn't for anything that, you know, was probably good.
Behind the wall, brick, a loose brick, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the wall, you know what I'm saying? All
So he
kinds
was
of
hiding
shit.
drugs basically in his attic. He's
Yup.
saying, but that's not for a ceiling fan. You got that all fucked up. You
Yup.
know what I'm saying? But that's what he's hiding. Just to let you know, just so you remember who you dealing with. How meticulous he is with his writing to show you that he's from that type of lifestyle, right? Those details that paint the picture, right? I just love lines like that.
It's Pyrex talks, but I'm a ventriloquist. He's all language different. I'm damn near an immigrant. That was hard. Cool play on word, right? Ventriloquist, you make other things talk. By Pyrex talks, you know what I mean? My Pyrex makes me money. It talks big, real big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a ventriloquist with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm surgical with this shit, Jake. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty. The language different. I'm damn near an immigrant. So we talking code, man. You know what I'm saying? So the fans, if they try to tap my line or something like that, they don't know what we talking about. Like
Yep.
I said, you know,
Like I'm an immigrant.
I'm an immigrant.
Like I speak a different language.
Different, completely different language. I don't know. They don't know what's going on with us and what we got going on, you know? But basically, man, it's going to be there at the dock at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
It could be like Susie sells seashores by the seashore. Seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever. The angel walks quietly beside the river at
Yeah,
night.
exactly.
Like, what?
Like, actually, I don't remember that one. Man, hang up, man.
The needle is sharp, but I ain't shooting insulin. You're missing the point. These drums ain't Timberland. That was hard, man. The whole play on words, sharp and shooting insulin. The needles are sharp, insulin, right? You know, if you have diabetes, you shoot up insulin. He's all, but that's not what we shooting up right
missing
now.
the point.
Because you're missing it, right? You're missing
Playing
the point.
on needles.
On needles, so, but you don't get what we're talking about.
Drums ain't Timberlands, right? I'm damn near an immigrant, but you missing the point. These drums, when you say drums, that's just another word for these guns that we have, man. They ain't Timberlands. We ain't talking about Timberland drums, you know what I'm saying?
We fighting over the bill. Y'all motherfuckers still chipping in. What the fuck are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all broke. I don't hang out with broke motherfuckers like that. Like, man, I got it, man. Like, nah, I got it. But nah, man, I got it. You got it last, man. I got it. Y'all motherfuckers like, well, what you got on it, man? I got $5. I got, man, get your broke ass away from me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. That's what he wanted to say.
It's
And,
insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting that you won't let me pay for this bill. You Google to death the shit that I get driven in. I kind of felt that personally though. What's the Mercedes that I like? I hope he don't have that shit because I do Google that shit. It's
the GT?
The GT Mercedes. Yeah, I like that.
That shit is hard though.
If I see Pusha in that, then I'm gonna really feel hurt. Though. You know what I'm saying?
Did you Google the death on that? Yeah.
I Google this shit. I know all the features and shit. You know, man. One day, the shit that he gets driven in.
Yeah, like, man, come on, man.
I think that's not like, I don't think that's a chauffeur vehicle, which thank goodness. So I can Google that and not feel like a lady. Thank you, Pusha.
My Boys in the Hood is mixed with the Menaces. Boys in the Hood, Menace Society, that's a cool play on words that my boys from the hood are mixed with the Menaces. You know what I'm saying? So I got my boys that I'm down with, but they also mixed in with some people that cause some havoc in the hood too. The cane is sugar and cut by the Dominicans. Menace Society, I think the dude's name was Kane, right?
Mm-hmm. Kane.
You know, but cane is sugar, right? Sugar canes, right? It's sweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's cut by the Dominicans. So he's drug references there, but also playing back into the Menace Society reference. I thought that was a hard-ass, slick, cool play on words type of line.
That was slick. The tennis change to hide all my blemishes is interesting. That's an interesting line.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he means, when he says blemishes, I don't know if he's talking about internal sort of blemishes. You know what I'm saying? The things, the dirt that he's done in the past that, you know, these tennis chains are representative of the ascension, the come up. You know what I mean? And it just kind of hides the dark side, the darkness of his past. But I think that's a good line that I'm going to think about and listen to again as it kind of go back to. This sort of reminder, I think this is a reminder to maybe dudes that he knows personally that he came up with, that things have changed and we playing on different levels now. And I think this is also a reminder to put the industry on notice. Like, do not compare me to these other dudes that talk this talk and they never been through it, never seen nothing, never seen a brick, never did any of this. This is pure cut cocaina, you know what I mean? This is the I'm the genesis of this shit, right? So I love this this display of just lyricism, man. I think that's what this was. Like, he deliberately didn't bring heavy drums in here. He wanted his voice to be the centerpiece.
Yes, he
and
did.
He wanted his lyricism to be the centerpiece of this. Pusha's always been a great writer, but this is some of the best I've heard from him, period. Like, he was line after line after line with depth, slick, clever. He was an asshole. He was a joker. He was the villain in this a little bit, right? It was excellent writing. This is another win for Pusha. Fire.
So that's 4 songs, man, and I like them all. So now I just think that's...
And all different. Diet Coke doesn't sound like Brambleton. Brambleton doesn't sound like Neck and Wrist. And Neck and Wrist doesn't sound like Just So You Remember. So you're getting... I think the vibe of this, the vibe of them are pretty much the same, right? I feel like there is a narrative in here somewhere. But the sounds are all hard and different in their own unique ways. Because I know this album was kind of co-piloted production-wise by Kanye and Pharrell. So, I mean, hey, you know, they both done their thing from what I can hear. So, yeah, we get into the album, guys. Thank you for everybody on Def the Radio. Follow us on Def the Radio that requested this.
Yes, sir.
Y'all killed that. Y'all killed that. We don't always agree, but y'all killed this request specifically, man. Shout out to Pusha. Shout out to everybody that requested that. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.